Kenyan politics, and this is to the Odium members and Odium party leaders. This is a personal opinion, but a very, very key opinion when it comes to Kenyan politics. I think, and this is a personal opinion, to say that Odium did so much worse to give the party leadership seat to the youth leader, who is Dr. Oburu Odinga, to spearhead the leadership of ODM in that moment. I know it was a trying moment, and the only way to reward Odinga's family was to give the leadership to the brother. But there are things about the brother, that is Oburu Odinga, that most people, even in the ODM party, don't like. And personally, I feel there are some of the issues that will bring in more issues. As much as they have said there will be no breakup in ODM, and ODM will still remain one party that is strong to push for at least one person on the presidential ballot paper in 2027, as it was Raila Amolo Odinga's idea before his demise. I believe that's not going to happen, and there'll be some other breakups within the ODM party. And the reasons to why that will be is those breakup will be in ODM parties. This reason number one, I don't think if Dr. Buru Odinga is a decisive person, someone who can take a decision and follow that decision, is someone who is easily swayed and will follow the what we call the wind, the pressure, and the follow the pressure of the wind and go where the wind is. Many says yes, go this way, he will follow that. It's not someone who will just decide and say, I'm standing for this and I'll keep this and this is what I'm going to do, regardless of what other people are trying to say and all that. So that is one thing that will make ODM break up. Of recent, we've had very many comments from different people about the ODM party, people giving their different views on the same, which lead again to the structure of ODM when it comes to when Sifuna goes to other places, he has his own script that he's reading in, he has his own sentiments on the same. When Caleb Amisi goes to another place, he has his own script that he's reading in, he has his own things that he's trying to talk about the ODM, what he thinks he knows about the ODM. Sifuna emphasizes on his current position of the SG Secretary General of ODM. Then he says his own things that the way he knows, the way he knew Baba and what Baba would have done. He's standing on the side of the people, not so side of the people that ODM should not join the current government of William Samoei Ruto and form a government or a coalition during the 2027 general elections. But Oburu Odinga is on the side of the ODM party, joining the ruling party and make a coalition for the 2027 general election. There were some rumors, unconfirmed rumors that Oburu Odinga is pitching for a deputy president seat during the deputy presidency seat in the coalition government. But within the government itself, there are people who are saying that thing cannot happen. That thing cannot happen. So there are tussles here. People are moving on this side, the other moving on this side. There are mixed reactions on all these things. And if it's true that he's really pushing for that position, then some of the ODM members will not like that. They usually say that ODM party is a people's party. And I believe the best way to solve the ODM party's problems will be to bring the ODM ideologies back to the people and let the people decide who they want to lead the ODM, who they want to be the leader of ODM party. I think that will work much better because ODM was built for the people, was built by the people for the people. And as Raila was living, the legend, when the legend was living, the political legend, the political strategist was living, the political brainchild of Kenya was living, he could listen mostly to the Kenyans and hear what the Kenyans want. And the Kenyans loved him. Whatever Baba would have said, every Kenyan, most of the Kenyans would have followed and did what Baba said. Though not every leader is loved by every person. There are people who did not like some of these strategies and all that. But that was then. It's so hard for someone to wear Raila's shoes and start commanding people just like Raila did. It will call for some time that people will build trust in you in whatever they want. But we are not really seeing that trust within Oburu Odinga. And again, every party needs a future. If Oburu Odinga remains to be the ODM party leader, ODM has no future because we are all seeing whatever is happening. He's a man who has ate a lot of salt, as they would say in Kiswahili, amekula chumvi mingi. A man with experience, yes, a man who has seen it all, yes, in a very good position to lead. But now, what is the future of ODM? ODM currently needs someone who is young, someone who is energetic, someone who is strong. Listen to what Sifuna said, that is in Western, in company of Osotsi. Sifuna addressed, and most people say addressed and talked about the ODM. And he emphasized on his usual chapter of ODM not joining the broad-based government to form a government, knowing that or insisting on the fact that ODM should field their own presidential candidate. Okay, if ODM is to field their own presidential candidate now, who is that person? Who do you think ODM will field if they truly have to field their own presidential candidate? Who are they going to field? Currently, there is a lot of misunderstanding within the party, and they are not to settle on who will be the flag bearer if at all they have to place or after all they have to go for the presidential candidacy in 2027. They are yet to decide on that. Oh, what are the proper prospects within the ODM that can go for that? Will Oburu Odinga does Oburu Odinga have a say when it comes to commanding the nationwide masses for people to believe in him that he can do it? Once, truly speaking, he doesn't have that say. Truly speaking, Oburu Odinga doesn't have that say. He doesn't have that muscles to pull the masses the way Raila Odinga used to pull the masses. Okay, going down to the leadership of that party, Osotsi, I don't think if he's better placed to go for any presidential candidacy currently, but he's vying for the Vihiga governorship, of which likely there's a very high likelihood that he's going to garner that. Okay, the Vihiga people will decide on that. We're going to Sifuna. Sifuna has been going around the country trying to talk people and tell people what Baba really did, and he has managed to gain some confidence of some Kenyans in different places, especially in places where ODM had that command. But does Sifuna have the resources, the willpower, and the resources that he can pull people together and resources together to go for the presidency? Every candidate, presidential candidate, has to have people who are funding him. So does Sifuna have those connections that can fund him when it comes to the presidential candidates in 2027? That's a question mark that we leave over there because we currently don't know. People's favorite, Babu Owino. If Babu Owino pulls the cards to go for the presidency in 2027, with ODM back him up and say, we want Babu Owino to be, and does Babu Owino have the resources that are needed for him to go? He has shown the interest within the Nairobi gubernatorial race, that is in 2027. Then from there, he can plan himself for the next seat, which will be the presidency after pulling all the resources together. So currently looking at ODM very well, the leadership of ODM. Let's talk about Wanga. Is Wanga in a position to do that? Of course, Wanga is the pro government, pro coalition government. So she is not going to. She will not be on the paper. She cannot be on the paper in the 2027 general elections. But she'll be pushing the current government's agenda to make sure that the ODM and the current government are joining, forming a coalition that will go for the presidency in 2027, ensuring that President Ruto gets this presidency for the second time leading this country. That is for Gladys Wanga. So we are not seeing any other prospect within the ODM that can go for that. Those who are already working with the government, like Joho, Opio Wandai, I talk about this other guy, they are really pushing for that coalition government. Someone said the reason why they should push for that coalition government is because they know out of that government they will not even be voted in their own constituencies, because Baba was the voice to pull the masses for these people so that they can be voted. Now it's not there. There's no one else who can pull these masses for them. So saying all these things, and after Sifuna said whatever he said, most people said from his speech he really praised, he really showed the presence of Orengo, but did not recognize the presence of the ODM party leader, who is Dr. Oburu Odinga, who was there. And that made most of the people very angry, and even the ODM diehard fans, well, some of them, not most of them, were very angry. Why did Sifuna not recognize the presence of the party leader, but is emphasizing on the presence of Orengo? Why? So there are two groups within, not even two, there are at least three groups within the ODM party that are tussling up for the leadership of the party, and some of the happenings or the activities of the party will come 2027. But as we head on that, there is a probability of some of the people within the ODM pulling to get themselves to the other positions or joining other parties, just to make sure that they're trying to go against they're trying to pull their cards right to get whatever they really want. But again, it's very tricky for them because now the Baba factor is not in. Raila Amolo Odinga's factor is not in. And once it's factored in, when it was factored in, it was easy for them. But now it's not factored in, it will be hard for them. And these all things, whatever I've talked about, and whatever I've not talked about, we'll talk about them later on another episode, will lead to President William Samoei Ruto getting the second term as a president of Kenya, whether Kenyans want it or not. That is the stake. currently. Because within the ODM now, the biggest party within Kenya, East Africa and Africa, doesn't have a better clear cut line, or a better direction. That means anyone who comes in can easily disorganize it and get whatever they need out of it. Money talks. And if money talks over here, I know many will bow down to the money and do what they have been told to do. So that is it for the ODM party. So the mistake that ODM party did is to give Oburu Odinga the leadership of the party. They would have considered that. They would have taken time to consider that. And because they needed someone to sit on that chair to make sure everything is working smoothly during the burial of Raila Amolo Odinga, they said that he should be the interim leader. And then for the interim leadership, he became the party leader. Big mistake. That is my personal opinion when it comes to political analysis within the country. I would like to hear you engage me in the comment section and tell us what do you think is going to happen in 2027. The cards are clear. President William Samoei Ruto will take the presidency for the second time in this country, unless something changes. But if everything remains the same the way they are, then we don't have, because ODM currently don't have a prospect for the presidency in 2027 unless things change in 2026. We're waiting to see what 2026 will come with. I'll bring us to, but for now we leave it there. Kindly do the necessary to keep us on air. Subscribe. I love you all. Bye.